Welcome to Code with SP, the world of learning. In this video, we are going to study Python classes and objects. So Python is an object-oriented programming language. Almost everything in Python is an object. So what is object? Object is a real world entity which has properties and methods. If you take an example of duster, it is a real world entity and it has its width, height, all this comes under the properties, and what it can do, it just cleans out the board. That comes under the method. So class is something which creates those properties, those objects for you. So class is a blueprint for creating those objects. So to create a class, we use the keyword class followed by class name, and inside that class you can have all the properties and methods, whatever you want. Like here you have just created a class named my class, and just have taken a variable x which is assigned to value 5. So you can use the class name my class to create objects for you now. So P1 is the object of the type my class. Now I can access the properties and methods inside that class using this object. So I'll just show that to you. Here I've written the same code. Now it will access the variable x through this object, and it will print the value of that x. I'll just go to my command prompt. So it just printed out the value of x using the object. So whatever we saw now is just a simple case of the classes and objects, and it's just not really useful in the real world time. So to understand the meaning of the classes, we have to understand init method. So init is a built-in function in Python. So all the classes have the function called init, which is always executed when the class is being initialized, either at the time of object creation. So use the init function to assign the values to object properties. So here is the class person, and here is the init method. So these are the object properties, name and age, and self dot name equal to name, self dot age equal to age. This self is nothing but it refers to the current instance of that class, the current object. So P1 is the object of the class person, and here I have passed arguments to these parameters or these properties, and then accessing those properties using this object. Here I have written the same code, class person, then this init method inside which have two properties, name and age, and then assigning the name and age to the current instance of that class or current object, and then accessing that through the P1 object. So it will just execute, like it will just print them, John and the age for you. So name and age for you. Now you can have properties, but you can also have the methods inside the class. So method is an object. Methods in objects are functions that belong to that object. So here I have taken a simple function, a simple method, def my function, and I've passed self argument, that current instance of that class. So it will print self dot name, that is the current name or the instance current instance of that class. It will take the current instance of that class and it will print that name for you, name of the current instance. So hello, my name is John. Hello, my name is self dot name. It refers to the current instance, and the current instance has the name John. So it printed out hello, my name is John. So as I said, self parameter is a reference to the current instance of the class and is used to access the variables that belong to that class. And you can modify the object properties also, like if I want to modify the age, I can just take the object dot the property and equal to whatever I want to, like, modify the number to. Then I can just delete that property using del space object name dot the property. Then I can just delete the whole object as well, like delete then object name. So this is it for the today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy coding.